me and this gal I was with and her sister. And a couple of the guys drove over to this kind of carnival place where the kids go sometimes when they have a day off.
Brew! Yeah, some beer.
Doing all the fun stuff you can do there, like with the mirrors and all. Also we had was from these cops they had there. Illegal to have booze on the premises, and well, my friends kept saying, you know, hey, relax, man, you know, no one's going to catch us. And I don't know, I guess I was right, so I popped a couple more cans, and I guess I have to admit the rides were more fun that way. Of course, I knew I was going to have to drive home when they closed the place, so I figured to stop drinking early, you know. But I don't know, it was like we're just having this real good time, and then one thing led to another.
His name isn't important, but his experience is. Brought to you through his own willingness to share and eat of quite a few others. Influenced by some very special decisions, courtesy of the most widely used mood-modifying drug in the world.
Hey, those cops are looking at over by that crazy machine, that Tilto thing. I thought we're...
They reminded me of the guys in the film here.
And for some time now, I've shared their fun. But while they have no way of knowing it, before this evening is over, we'll share quite a few other emotions together.
Rye whiskey, rye.
This guy brings it to school in his coat, and he goes in the jar and he drinks it, and he comes out, he just smells so terrible. It's terrible the way things are going.
A lot of high school kids and things like drink on the weekends and go out and have a good time and party up. And a lot of kids bring alcohol to school and, you know, like stash it in their locker. Or, you know, have a drink at lunchtime or something and go back to school and kind of kick back in class and enjoy it. You know? Of course, a lot of kids get busted, too.
What did I tell you? Young people know it. And it betrays no particular big-time secret to admit that there's growing concern about my influence and effects on young people, both in and out of traffic. And while some may regard, I provide no humor at all on the highways. Me, the largest single factor in the cause of fatal crashes? Yes, it's true. And that's not fun at all. But in order to understand why, you have to know, created by the process of...
Okay, if you drive right after you drink, because it takes so long before it hits you.
Hot coffee, cold shower, sobers you up every time. It's just great. And I know if I get out on the road...
Well, as anyone who knows anything about anatomy or the human body knows, all that common sense is so much nonsense. Because the facts are that unlike most foods, I require no digestion and begin to have an effect almost the moment I'm swallowed, though food in the stomach can slow me down somewhat. And neither hot coffee or any other sober...
How much should a driver drink? Nothing. A driver shouldn't take a single drop. It's stupid, it's dangerous, and it's against the law.
I drink to get drunk, you know? You know something? I drive better when I'm drunk. And I just love drinking and driving, and I'm just going to keep on doing it.
I don't go out and drink excessively and go out on the street and drive, you know. A couple of drinks is okay, but I know my limit.
Almost as if the brain acted as a kind of unerasable tape recorder, faithfully recording every experience from the time of birth. And infinite though those experiences are, later researchers found that they clustered into 3 well-defined categories, or ego states. As one researcher observed, you know that when I'm swallowed, I rapidly enter your bloodstream and brain. But while some scientists may describe my effects in...
Suddenly, I noticed all these big lights and these big airplanes coming right at me.
Wow, it's really kind of exciting. This has never happened to me before.
And I was trying to drive real carefully, I really was. But I really didn't have too much control. It was kind of scary. But the next day, in the newspaper, there was a story about this girl who had gone up onto the jet runway. She could have been killed, and she really caused a lot of problems for the authorities. I guess that was me.
See what a childlike decision with potential for disaster. And so, I'm depressed because I'm so badly used, misused, and misunderstood by so many people. Today, just today, around 50 young Americans will be killed in cars because someone drank too much of me and made a childlike decision. Perhaps harmless at home, but fatal in traffic. Childlike decisions, catastrophic consequences. Because the child in you can be selfish and aggressive. And for the child, tomorrow's outcomes are never as important as today's fun.
All it does is create a wide-awake drunk.
That's right. Time's the only rule to be sure that I eat something before drinking, well, and for that matter, while I'm drinking. Because I know that food in my stomach slows down the effects that alcohol has on me.
Well, you know, if I've driven to a party where I know I'm going to have a lot to drink, I always give my car keys to somebody who hasn't had a lot to drink.
If I'm given the party, I serve food early. And then I always have
adult decisions by adult drivers who also know their own drinking limits and never use anyone else's as a guide. And because things change, they understand that even they may have different limits at different times, depending on things like their mood and the setting in which their drinking takes place. And knowing that I'm a chemical with power
BYM, second place 66733 AM.